Meow! Hello, so before we get started on weeks 3 and 4 of training, I feel it's very important to mention that I forgot to add a whole section of training from week 2 in the last video. And the thing is, I've looked over these videos and everyone did a really good job, so I think it would be a real shame to completely skip over it. So I've sped the videos up and we're gonna watch the training from last week, from the week 2, really quickly now, and then we'll move on to week 3. Very sorry that I forgot to include it in the last video to everyone that was in the course and missed that, but here it is. This is everyone training the aerial loops. Future me again. Sorry to interrupt. You probably noticed from the title and from what I said earlier, this video is a two-parter, so it's got week 3 and 4 in it. And that is because, as I mentioned in the last video, after a while training got so intense that we kind of just stopped filming as much as we were, especially seeing as we were training in the mornings and then doing the show straight after, like the main show. Yeah, it got a bit much. So I don't have as much footage from weeks 3 and 4, so better to just combine them all together. And also at this point, we're not actually training different skills anymore. At this point, we've decided what it is that we want to do for the final showcase, and we are just practicing those. So most of these training videos, it's going to be pretty samey, I'm going to be totally honest, because it's us just doing the same routine over and over again. But either way, I hope you enjoy it. So without further ado, please enjoy training for week 3 and 4.
So week 3 was in Stowmarket, and the very first day was actually John's birthday. So we celebrated with a few drinks outside the caravans. And all had a fair too much to drink, if you ask me. John also got some cute little plants to go next to my lovely mango tree, Margot. Margot was my pride and joy. I birthed her from a little seed from Morrison's, and unfortunately she died on the course, which was really sad. I guess caravan life just isn't good for mango trees, but she lived for a year, so I'm pretty proud of that. Anyway, here you can see me modelling the new skirts that we got given. These are skirts that we were going to use for the cube act that Matt does in the main show. So me and Andrea would wear these as we walk the cube out, as you saw in the last video. And then we also got to look in this big costume bag and have a look at costumes that we could use for our showcase. So this dress that I'm modelling right here is the dress that I end up using in the finale of our showcase. I absolutely love it. I love the way it spins. We are starting our training videos off very strongly with some lovely little clips of me, Andrea and Aaron practicing some of our skills. And then we go a little less strongly with me practicing some hula hoops. The queen of bad angles here decided to just put my phone on the floor and then go for it. So I've sped up this training session quite a bit and cut out the really ugly parts. I was trying to do a kick up where you have the hoop on the floor and then you kick it up with your foot. 6 weeks of the course and then months of practicing afterwards. Still not got it. But I am planning on doing some more hoop training at some point, because I do want to get back into the circus with some hula hoops, as you might know already. Anyway, this is day 2 of practicing hula hoops. This is pretty much all that I did while everyone else was using the main stage. I was just on the side practicing my hula hooping. That's why for the rest of week 3 there aren't really any videos of me training because I was just over here doing my thing. So next up we got Andrea practicing her Spanish web. Look how cool this is. Look, and I've also sped this up ×2 because it looks way cooler really, really fast, because she's already spinning super fast, so to spin her even faster, it just looks awesome. As I mentioned earlier, we are pretty much at the stage where we're just training one equipment. And I feel like because Andrea is such a good aerialist, she's just kind of got her acts already sorted. Like her Spanish web, yes, she'd never done Spanish web before this, so there's a little bit more fine-tuning of it, but you know, week 3 and she's already got it pretty down packed. And then the other act that Andrea is doing is a duo sphere with John. This actually, when they filmed this, I think this was probably day 2 or 3 of week 3, John really badly hurt his back. Not entirely sure what was wrong with it, but he hurt his back really bad, so he actually didn't get to train for the rest of the week, so that's why there aren't any other videos of him for the rest of week 3. Which is such a shame. He had to take such a long break, and it meant that he was behind on his trapeze routine as well, so really feel for John there. Next up, this is another one of Andrea's acts. Andrea also got to do aerial hoop. So here she is with her routine. I'm not going to show you the full thing because her routine is pretty much, again, done. Week 3, her routine's pretty much done. Again, only needs a little bit of fine tuning like in the Spanish web. So I'm just going to cut a fair bit of this because you don't get to watch the whole thing until week 6. No spoilers, you know. Next we have Aaron doing his training for his pirate manipulation routine. I'll show you quite a bit of this because a lot of this ended up changing by the final performance. And the thing is, what you see him doing now, him scraping the knife up and down his arm, that's actually going to be fire in the end. We just wanted to make sure that, well, Matt wanted to make sure that all of the manipulation and stuff was like close-knit, done really well, so that when we actually added in the fire, it would be, you know, he wouldn't hurt himself. That was the plan. Also, you see John there, standing there. Don't want to add in too many spoilers, but by week 6, I end up being John. They ended up looking at the routine, what's it called? Order. They ended up looking at the order of all of our acts, and unfortunately it wouldn't have given John enough time to get ready for his act, so I ended up doing this part, but obviously you don't get to see that until week 6, sorry. Yeah, the other part that I love about Aaron's is that there's so much of him just kind of miming, just miming what he's going to be doing, because a lot of it we can't actually add in, and he couldn't actually add in until later on. So I'm just going to let you enjoy this very cropped, very sped up version of his act so far. So in week 3, we also had the opportunity to finally get added to the opening number of the main show that was happening alongside our training. There's me in the middle with a big old drum. Me and Andrea had the biggest drums out of everybody, so we were stuck in the middle for the turning, which was, yeah, it worked out really well, and it was really good fun to be in. So I was trying really, really hard to make sure that I could post stuff constantly about my circus journey, but this past week has been very, very intense. We have been training every single day alongside doing shows, sometimes doing 2 shows in a day plus training in the morning. We tend to start, well, it's not a crazy long day. We start around 9 and then we finish around 9:30.
it's not so bad. But my favourite thing that's happened so far is the fact that I get to work doors every time that we do a show. So sometimes it'll be popcorn, sometimes it'll be candy floss, sometimes I'll just take people's tickets. But recently they've started letting me do face painting, which is amazing. So today we had a 2:00 show before packing down the tent and then leaving to go to our next venue. And this one little girl comes up to my face painting booth and starts going, "I'm going to be a cat. I'm going to be a cat." And I'm like, to save on time, because we have loads of people and only one face painter, I only offer a butterfly, clown or tiger. So I say, "Oh, well, you know what a big cat is? A tiger." She's like, "No, I want to be a cat." I'm like, "Okay, why don't I make you a stripy cat?" And she went, "Oh, like a tabby cat." I'm like, yes, let's do that. And then she goes, and then I say, "So what colour cat would you like to be?" She says, "I'm going to be a pink cat." And I'm like, "Okay, no problem." So I start painting her to make her a pink cat. And the entire time that I'm painting her, she's going, "Meow." She wouldn't stop moving just to go, "Meow." Oh, I love it. It's so funny. I've got a few other stories, but thought I'd just stick with that one for today.
So that was a message from the end of week 3, doing face painting for kids on the doors. Oh, it was so much fun. Anyway, we are now into week 4, and again, not that much footage, mainly because John didn't train a lot this week with his injured back, and I think Aaron was training his knife skills so much and his juggling skills so much that we just kind of stopped filming it. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, but anyway. Here we have Andrea practicing her hoop routine. As you just saw, she's now added in a chair bit at the beginning of her act, so that it kind of adds a bit of drama to the final routine. Andrea got to add quite a few extra bits to her routine this week. Like here, she's got a hanging from the hand loop, which I can't remember if she did that last week or not. I mean, I should probably go back in the video to find out if she did, but hey ho. So she's got the hand loop, the chair, and in just a second you'll see she also gets to do a neck hang. So here we go. So the neck hang was something that we all got to try, and I think we got to try it in week 2. And we all did fine with it, I think, but then Andrea was the only one that got to push it further, and I think that's just because her equipment allowed for neck hangs, whereas the equipment that the rest of us chose, there wasn't really any space for using the neck loop, so that's fine. She got to do that. Here's some more of her training on the Spanish web. Next we have John doing his trapeze routine, which is boss. I really liked his trapeze routine. It was really good. And then he also got to do flying silks as one of his acts. So here it is. And whilst you can't hear the music here, he's actually doing this to the How to Train Your Dragon soundtrack. And it worked so well for him. And next you get to see me. Here's me training for my Mermaid in the Net routine. It started out pretty simple, and I'm just showing you quite a bit here because quite a lot of this ended up changing, which is really nice. What Matt just did then is taking off my imaginary mermaid tail. So the plan is that at the beginning I'll wear the tail so it looks like I'm a mermaid in the net, and then someone will come off, whoosh off the tail, and then I get to be a pretty person playing in a net, pretty much. Oh, in the background you can kind of see Aaron practicing with his cube as well. So next up in my training, I was practicing hula hoops outside of the circus a lot. And I was really self-conscious about practicing in front of people because of making mistakes. So I've decided that instead of showing you my practicing, I'm just going to show you my mistakes to to help with my own confidence. So here you go. before we finish, we are going to have a look at what everyone did outside of training. So there was one day that a band came in to film a music video, which everybody got to be a part of, which was really exciting. And this week, me and John went out for coffee. Smile! Week 4 was also the first week that I slept in my van, which was really, really exciting. Now, just an alert to anyone that's scared of clowns, I would probably suggest looking away or maybe not watching the rest of the video, because for the rest of the week, I then worked on the mask for our ragdoll routine. It started out as a Momo mask, which is pretty creepy. Then I added some toilet paper and latex to it, which is even more creepy. Then we added some more toilet paper, more latex to make it even more creepy. And the rest of it was fixed in week 5, so you'll see that in the next video.
Flexible, movable. What I'll do is I'll do a few more layers of latex over the top to smoothen it out. Then we'll poke some holes through it so I can breathe. And then we'll paint it.
I bought a plant pot for my mango tree today, and on my way home I smashed it.
Oh no.
It's 2 bits.
That reminds me actually, they need to be re-wrapping today. It's re-wrap day. But yeah, is that okay?
I think so. I think you need to. Yeah, it's going to look different when it's painted, isn't it?
Oh yeah, 100%. This is just like the shape of this is just the shape of the head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. And what is it? What is the latex? Is it paint?
It's like a sticky paint, but it's more like.
And you've got to do another layer, have you?
I'll do a bunch more layers.
Oh,
it.
then.
So many more layers.
Oh really?
But what I'll do as well for the back, I'm gonna put these bits together.
It's so scary that the hair's cut like that.
I know. Put these together. We'll sew lots and lots of wool in here. I've bought some wool. I'll put it on, please. Like that.
Yeah, this is going to look good.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks great.
So then we just need the ruffle.
He's going to really
Oh,
want it.
hello.
Hi. Well, that looks
Your
me
hair
working,
back on
man.
in a minute.
She's absolutely not.
Is that okay?
No, absolutely not.
Lovely for shows.
Yeah, we'll get the rest of
Patchy
this off.
would be the word.
Well, I think that's going to look great, Laura, and I think that our problems are all solved now after that.